Well, as the Aztecs head on into their second bye week of the season, they've played 8, they've won 7. The Aztecs 7-1 on the year. Also made their way into the top 25 of the AP poll. Joining us now, head football coach Rocky Long. Rocky, good morning to you. Thanks for your time.
Morning, guys. How are you?
We're doing great, Rocky. Did you expect to find yourself in the top 25 on Sunday?
No, not at all. I didn't think. I don't think we deserve to be in the top 25 yet. I think we're moving in that direction, but I guess it's nice.
Do you think it has to do with your program? I mean, do you think it's out of respect to you and potentially with how the Mountain West Conference has had some success against Power 5 schools?
I think it's totally on the Mountain West Conference and the reputation that we have this year playing against Power 5 schools, and they realize that from top to bottom, this league's pretty darn good. So whenever you have the record that we have and play the teams in our league, even if the game is close, they're respecting what we've done in, I guess, preseason against those top teams.
Coach, you weren't the happiest of campers after this win against UNLV, watching it as I did, your post-game interview on the field. You said, you were just a very, very lucky football team. I know when you joined John Schaefer, you said the same thing. After watching the tape now, you still feel that way or you feel a little better?
Well, obviously, after a game, you're emotional, and
yeah.
My emotions are in check now, so it's nice to have a win, but no, we got to play better. We're potentially a lot better than we're playing right now. We're inconsistent. We don't do things well, on a play-to-play basis. You see, signs of us being really, really good, and I believe that we can become a really good football team, but we haven't yet, and we're living on the edge because we haven't.
Rocky, do you think that you've been able to overcome some of those inconsistencies? Again, you'd think that a mature team would be more consistent. However, we've watched this team be very mature in other areas as well. Can you kind of see the contradiction there that although things haven't been perfect, you've still been able to just finish out games and stick at 7-1?
Well, I think what it shows is maybe maturity, but the character of our team. I mean, even when things aren't going right, we don't ever panic. They just keep playing, and to be honest with you, they played hard. They just didn't play well. So we're running around out there trying to do things the right way and trying to win games the way we should and all those kind of things, but we don't ever panic. No matter what's going right or wrong, we don't panic, and they hang in there, and eventually we find a way to win.
And Rock, as a credit to you and the staff, any team who plays you knows after the game they've been in a dogfight because their bodies feel the way that they do. When you look at maybe some of the mistakes that were made in this game against UNLV, does it fall back upon the fact that you can coach these guys and coach them, but as you said before, 18, 19, and 20-year-olds, you just never really know what's going to happen?
Well, what I think's happening to us right now is that we go into the game like we always do with the same attitude and everything, and we're going to try to run the ball, and we're going to try to control the football and then cause some problems on defense. But what we're getting now is respect from the other teams. They don't assume that we're a Southern California team. They know exactly what they're getting, so their players get up for us when we play, and we're not used to being the guys that everybody's looking to knock off. We're not used to that, and we got to get used to that so that we put our game at a higher level.
Rocky, it looked like Juwan's ankle gave again during the game. How's he doing?
He's all right. I mean, he retweaked it, and so obviously he's a little sore today than he was at this time last week. But we're going to give him the whole week off. We're going to back him off. He's not going to do anything. I mean, he's going to do some things just to keep his conditioning and all that, but he's not going to be in any of the practice reps this week, and hopefully he'll be. And I guess it'd be almost 2 weeks. He'll be 100% in 2 weeks.
You like the 2 byes?
Well, I like it right now because I think we're a team that is struggling. I think we're beat up. I think we're sore and beat up. I don't think we're injured. I mean, we've had a couple bad injuries that lost a couple good players, but we're beat up and sore, and I think it's coming at the perfect time.
Do you do like you did the last bye, concentrate on the younger guys? Are you going to have another scrimmage with the younger guys?
Probably not. We're probably going to give them a couple extra days off this week and do some stuff in shells, mainly to help ourselves fundamentally. I think a lot of the things that are causing us problems are little tiny things that we can fix if we can take the time and do it the right way. I mean, just like at the offensive line, if you watch our offensive line play, everything's right except we're not sustaining blocks. I mean, we're on the right people, we're doing the right things, we're doing the right way, but we're not sustaining blocks where we can get a running game where we pop the big plays and all those kind of things. So we're really, really close to being a good football team. We're just not yet, and we better get there pretty quick.
In most other circumstances, coming off of a 4-game win streak, would you not want the bye week just because you have, even though you didn't love the performance Saturday, you still got the W. You still have won your last 4.
Well, see, it's Monday. It's not Saturday after a game I didn't think we played very well. So I'm in a positive, and I think I'm in a positive mood today. And I think that it's great for us to have a bye week. I don't think a bye week could come any time better than this.
Now, we've talked before. You've got young guys out there. Do you literally have to tell them, we're giving you a couple of days off to get off your feet, so get off your feet?
I don't know if you have to tell them, but they're going to be told for sure. I don't know if you have to or not, but they'll be told.
Don't go on a 26-mile bike ride. Don't go mountain climbing. Literally sit your ass down in the chair and don't do nothing.
What do you think? They have a bunch of triathletes out there, Costa?
Yes.
Mountain climbing, swimming. Rocky, you don't have any triathlons planned, do you, over the bye?
No, not me. Even if I wanted to, I don't think I can anymore.
Oh, hey, by the way, how was Mom? Did Mom? We brought the audio back on Friday. Your 93-year-old mother lives in Las Vegas, walks 5 to 6 miles a day. She was there at the game. What did she say to you? Maybe X's and O's, some conversation, some advice after the game?
Well, not a lot of people know this, but my dad was a high school football coach too for many, many years, and so my mom has watched a bunch of games and been around coaches all her life. And she kind of scolded me after the game because she heard what I said to the press, and she got me over to the side and said, "Hey, a win is a win, don't it?" And so she kind of set me straight. It doesn't matter how old I am. Your mom's always set you straight.
You're always going to be her baby.
That's right. That's right.
Rocky, what do you make of you got kind of a tough 4 remaining. So you got Nevada November 9th at home after this bye week, then Fresno State at home on a Friday, then you go to Hawaii and end the season at home with BYU. What do you make of your last 4?
Well, I think it's going to be tough. I think for what I said, those teams are going to get up to play us. I mean, we're the people that everybody wants to knock off. I never thought we'd get there, but that's where we are. And then Fresno and Hawaii still have a chance to win the West Division. I mean, and obviously for them to win the West Division, they got to beat us. Nevada's out of it, but Nevada beat us last year, and Nevada will get up for us because we are who we are. I mean, I hate to admit that, but we are who we are, and everybody wants to knock us off. So Nevada will get up for our game, which will make it tough. And then the other 2 are still fighting for the Western Division Championship and getting the championship game. So hey, it's a tough road to hoe.
Do you, as far as these last 4 games, instead of saying, you've been able to use maybe the underdog aspect, do you say, guys, you got the bullseye painted on your back, and those are 4 teams that are going to want to come in here and physically beat you up?
Well, I think the first thing that had to happen for me to realize that, because I've always thought that we were the underdog. Mm-hmm. I always thought that everybody thought they were better than us, and I don't think they think that anymore. So it was first me to recognize that. Now I'm going to have to explain that to our players in a way that they understand it.
Rocky, good stuff. Hey, congratulations to you, your coaching staff, your players. They're in the top 25 in the AP poll and a chance to continue to climb with a pretty tough schedule, a remaining 4 off this weekend. We'll still be with you for the Rocky Long Coaches Show Wednesday at 6 p.m. That'll be a good time. Thanks again, Rocky. Again, congrats on the win.
I appreciate it, guys. Have a great week.
Thanks, Coach. You too.
AP poll, top 25, knocking at the door of the coaches poll. 7-1. They have all been, Rocky's got gray hair. If you started the season with brown, it may have turned gray. Because, again, I mean, they do one-score games. This is what they do.
Yeah, 21 points and some change versus 14 points and some change as well. Yeah, there's 4. I think it's great that they have the bullseye on their back.
Me too.
Hey, the next 4 games are going to be absolute dogfights because you are where you are and you're now in the polls too.
Well, if you make your way to the Mountain West Conference Championship game,
yes,
you've been playing better competition, Fresno State, BYU, and traveling to Hawaii. I mean, you'd like to think that you're playing at your best when you get not only to the Mountain West Conference Championship game, but to the bowl game as well. And sometimes to be at your best, you got to play the toughest.